Welcome back to Liz Barbershop. Long time no see. I've been gone for a minute, been working on a few things. Now I'm back. I'll be uploading more content, so stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for everybody that already subscribed. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it. Today, the topic is branding. What is branding? Branding is the promotion of a particular product or company by means of advertisement or design. That means branding is literally what you use to identify your company product, or some people like to say brand. How important is branding? Branding is as important as your company or your product. The reason branding is that important because it's synonymous to your company or your product. So it has to be very, 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 very specific. So the number one important thing when it comes to branding is a logo. A lot of people make that mistake by choosing a logo that describes everything about their company instead of choosing a logo that identifies the company because it's so unique. The best thing you could do when it comes to a logo is have something simplistic. You don't want something that is too extreme to the point where the human eye doesn't make out exactly what it is right away. You want a logo that's gonna identify your company and only your company. So that way when somebody sees it, they know automatically it stands for your company. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the logo of Liv's Barbershop. So if you look closely, you can see that the logo spells out L-I-V. And I chose it to be that way because I want people to see the name and read it and say, oh, this says Liv. And it is specifically for this barbershop. It's very detailed without being overly exaggerated with the logo design. So it's just a simple L with the razor, an I with the barber pole, and a V with the two shears. So with that being said, you don't want a logo that is doing too much. You don't want a logo that shows your face, because are you selling your face or are you selling a product? Now the next thing about branding is picking a name for your business. Obviously you pick that name before you pick the logo, but let's just go to that part, right? The next thing about branding is picking a name for your business. You want a name that is also very simple. I personally like one-syllable names when it comes to a business, so for me, that's why I chose Liv. I could have chose a different name for it because the barbershop is named after my son, but I could have chose his first name or I could have chose his middle name. His middle name is Liv. His first name is Gabriel. I figured Liv is much better, it has a better ring to it, and also it's one syllable. The beautiful thing about choosing a one-syllable name for your business is that the way the human mind works is we're kind of lazy. So when it comes to research and we're Googling for a business, we don't want to type in the whole entire name. So sometimes we just type in a few letters and it pops up on Google. So it's easier for somebody to type L-I-V versus G-A-B-R-I, you get the drift. So when you're picking a business, you don't want to pick a business name, you don't want to pick a name that is so long. You don't have to describe what your business is in the name. That's another common mistake. Just choose the name, and if you want to describe what the business is, you can have it as a subtitle. So that's the easiest way to go about it. Also, you want to come up with a theme when you're branding your company or your product. You want to have a certain color scheme. You want to have a certain image. We have to know what your company is providing based on the images that you put out. Another reason you want to go with a smaller name or a name with minimal syllables when it comes to picking a title or a name for your business or your product is that sometimes we have to have a brick and mortar, and when you have a brick and mortar, you have to choose a sign to put outside for signage. The smaller the name, the less expensive it is. Because when you're doing a signage, the more letters they have to work on, the more they're going to charge you. So that's another reason why it's good to not pick a name that is so long and extensive. Also, make sure you do your research when you're picking the name for your company. You have to make sure you pick a name that's not already chosen, especially in the field that you're in, because you will get sued and you will lose money. So make sure you do your research on that. Make sure you pick a name that is not offensive in any way, shape, or form. A lot of people make mistakes and use titles for companies that is offensive in other languages besides the English language, and they do not know, and then that could draw people away. Make sure you don't put yourself in a box with a name. And that's a quick video about branding. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for all my subscribers so far. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having patience with me, for being gone for so long. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.